Hello, wonderful team. Hope you enjoyed your long Labor Day weekend. I sure enjoyed mine. This is Dr. Vicki. I want to give you a little bit of information and talk to you a little bit about week 2 on effective leadership. We're going over 2 of the leadership challenge practices this week, and one of them is Inspire Shared Vision. The other is Challenge the Process. For effective leadership under Inspire Shared Vision, you have to be able to envision the future, which kind of goes without saying, and you have to enlist others. You also have to challenge the process, search for opportunities, and experiment and take risks. This is what week 2 looks like. Readings. There are 4 chapters this week, so I'm trying not to get behind. Chapter 4 is Envision the Future. Chapter 5 is Enlist Others. Chapter 6 is Search for Opportunities. And Chapter 7 is Experiment and Take Risks. The discussion this week is another movie activity for Invictus. I hope you enjoyed that movie as much as I did. The assignment this week is on the Nike supply chain disaster analysis. Leadership Practice 2 is Inspire a Shared Vision. Let's talk about that. First, you have to imagine the possibilities. Leaders are dreamers, idealists, and possibility thinkers. Vision is like a literary or musical. It has to be paramount, persistent, and pervasive recurring message. Theme is an oriented principle around which an entire movement is organized. To do so, you have to be able to reflect on your past, attend to the present, prospect the future, and express your passion. So I ask you, what is your central message? What is your recurring theme? What do you most want people to envision every time they think about the future? As a leader, we have to find a common purpose. People don't really want to picture only the leader's vision. They want to see how their own visions and aspirations will come true. The key task for a leader is inspiring a shared vision, not selling their own idiosyncratic view of the world. You have to find common ground among people who have to implement the vision. Your constituents want to feel part of the process. You have to listen deeply to others. You need to strengthen your ability to hear what is important to others. The outlines of any vision do not appear from a crystal ball gazing in the isolation of the upper levels of the organization's stratosphere. They originate from conversations with customers. They come from interactions with employees on the manufacturing floor, in the lab, or in the cafeteria. They're heard in the hallways, in meetings, and in people's homes. Best leaders are great listeners. They listen carefully to what other people have to say and how they feel. They have to ask good and often tough questions, be open to ideas other than their own, and even lose arguments in favor of the common good. Through intense listening, leaders get a sense of what people want, what they value, and what they dream about. This sensitivity to others is no trivial skill. It is a truly precious human ability. Make it a cause for commitment. People have a deep desire to make a difference. They want to know that they have done something on this earth, that there's a purpose to their existence. Work has become a place where people pursue meaning and identity. The best organizational leaders address this human longing by communicating the significance of the organization's work so that people understand their own important role in creating and performing that work. When leaders clearly communicate a shared vision of an organization, they enable those who work on its behalf. They elevate the human spirit. Look forward in times of rapid change. Simply put, to become a leader, you must be able to envision the future. The speed of change doesn't alter this fundamental truth. People want to follow only those who can see beyond today's problems and visualize a brighter tomorrow. Appeal to common ideals. Visions are about ideals. They're about hopes, dreams, and aspirations. They're about the strong desire to achieve something great. They're ambitious. They're expressions of optimism. Talk about how people will make a difference in the world, how they will have a positive impact on people and events. Show them how their long-term interests can be realized by enlisting in a common vision. Connect to what's meaningful to others. Leaders help people see that what they are doing is bigger than they are and bigger even than the business. Their work can be something noble. When people go to bed at night, they can sleep a little easier knowing that others are able to live a better life because of what they did that day. Take pride in being unique. Exemplary leaders also communicate what makes their constituents, work group, organization, product, or service singular and unequaled. Compelling visions differentiate and set us apart from them, and they must do so in order to attract and retain employees, volunteers, customers, clients, donors, and investors. Align your dream with others. To get others excited about your dream, you need to speak about meaning and purpose. You have to show them how their dreams will be realized. You have to connect your message to their values, their aspirations, their experiences, and their own lives. You have to show them that it's not about you or even the organization. It's about them and their needs. You have to animate your vision as a leader. Leaders are responsible for the level of genuine excitement in an organization, or lack thereof. Leaders must communicate their emotions using all means of expression, verbal and nonverbal, if they are to generate the intense enthusiasm that's required to mobilize people to struggle for shared aspirations. Another benefit of emotions for leaders is they make things more memorable. Use symbolic language. You can influence people's behavior simply by giving the task or the team a name that invokes the kind of behavior implied by the name. If you want people to act like a community, use language that evokes the feeling of community. If you want them to act like traders in the financial markets, use language that cues those images. Create images of the future. Most of what we recall about important places or events are those things associated with our senses: sights, sounds, tastes, smells, tactile sensations, and feelings. So what does this mean for leaders? It means that to enlist others and inspire a shared vision, you must be able to draw on that very natural mental process of creating images. When you speak about the future, you need to create pictures with words so that others form a mental image of what things will be like when you are at the end of the journey. When talking about going places you've never been, you have to be able to imagine what it'll look like. You have to picture the possibilities. Practice positive communication. In today's uncertain times, leaders with a positive, confident, can-do approach to life and business are desperately needed. Naysayers only stop forward progress. They do not start it. Express your emotions. Leadership is a performing art, and this has become even truer as new technologies hit the market. It's no longer enough to write a good script. You've also got to put on a good show, and you've got to make it a show that people will remember. Of all things, please speak genuinely. People want leaders who are genuinely upbeat, optimistic, and positive about the future. It's really the only way you can get people to willingly follow you to some place that they have never been before. The next leadership challenge we're going to talk about is challenge the process. To challenge the process, you have to search for opportunities. Sometimes challenges find leaders, and sometimes leaders find challenges. Leaders must look outward, keep up with changing trends, and remain sensitive to external realities. All change requires leaders actively seek out ways to grow, innovate, improve. Exemplary leaders embrace commitment to search for opportunities to make extraordinary things happen. They seize the initiative. Leadership, challenge, and seizing initiative are linked. Humdrum situations are not associated with award-winning performance and results. Proactive leaders score higher than average on all leadership practices of challenge processes. Overall, people perform better when they take charge of change and question status quo. Leaders not only seize the initiative, they actively encourage initiative in others. Leaders challenge with purpose, though, not just for challenge's sake. The strongest motivation to deal with challenge and uncertainty comes from inside of people, not from outside. Exercise outsight. While insight is ability to apprehend inner nature of things, outsight is awareness and understanding of outside forces. Research reports the most significant sources of innovative ideas are discovered outside the organization. The most successful and effective executives are out and about, making themselves knowledgeable to understand what to do next. They are vigilant to ensure that they don't find themselves in the position of asking, after the fact, how could this happen without me knowing? Great leaders experiment and take risks. To achieve extraordinary, you must be willing to do things never done before. Nothing new or extraordinary happens when doing things the same way as always. The difference between an exemplary leader and an individual risk taker is that leaders create conditions where people want to join with them. Leaders make risks safe, see change as starting small, and turn experiments into learning opportunities. Generate small wins. Dream big but start small. To encourage others to join in doing things never tried before, make progress incrementally, breaking the journey into smaller milestones, creating a sense of forward momentum with the small wins. Learn from experience. When challenging status quo or trying something new, there will be obstacles and mistakes will be made. There is much trial and error involved in testing new concepts, methods, and practices. The most effective leaders ask, what can we learn when things don't go as expected? The best leaders and executives are lifelong learners and encourage continuous learning in others. Now let's summarize this week. It's been a lot of information. Great leaders inspire a shared vision. To do so, they envision the future by imagining the possibilities and finding a common purpose. They enlist others by appealing to common ideals and animating the vision. Great leaders challenge the process. They search for opportunities by seizing the initiative and exercising outsight. They experiment and take risks, generate small wins, and learn from experience. It's a lot of information. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me. Call, email, text. Remember, I'm here to help you reach your dreams. This is about you and your dreams. You don't have to carry the weight alone.